I will be instructing you on how to make an RV water heater washer, rinser. It's a tool you use to flush out your water heater every spring. First step is to get an ice cold beer. That's step number one. Alright, so you'll have, what you're going to have to do is go to the hardware store, unless you want to just buy one of these cheap plastic ones, and get you a on-off valve, ball valve, about 15, 18, 20 bucks. And you're going to want to get some brass fittings and some copper tubing. So what we're going to go with here today is 1/4 inch copper coil, and I'm going to straighten out about 15 inches of it to get up into the water heater. This is to flush out your sediment and dirt and debris that get in there through the year. So here's how we're going to do it, folks. This is 1/2 inch. Find one with a 1/2 inch to make this exact one. 1/2 inch pipe thread. Now you're going to want to get, this is a compression fitting. It's 1/2 inch pipe thread, 1/4 inch compression. So what this will do is thread into there like so. That's step one. You got to get all this stuff and make sure everything's correct before you leave the store. Make sure your fitting screws in there. Make sure this fits your diameter of your pipe. Alright, and then for the other end, you're going to want garden hose fitting. Garden hose to 1/2 inch pipe thread. This will be your garden hose pipe thread. Okay, so what you want to do is take some Teflon thread tape and wrap these threads, a couple of wraps, just to keep them from leaking, like so. Alright, now wrap your garden hose, 1/2 inch fitting, couple wraps. Okay, so now, alright, I want it to face like this. Actually, I want it like that, so it'll be easier to control. I'm right-handed, so this will be the easiest to control for me. So we're going to put this on the front and this one on the back, just like so. Now I'm going to pause this and get them tightened up. Y'all know how to tighten a bolt, I hope. Alright, so got those tightened up. Now you got to make your wand. So the ones I've seen are fairly short. I want to be able to get up in there, so I'm going to make this in just a little longer than what I've seen. So I'm going to take, roughly about 14 inches or so of this copper tubing. Got me a little pipe cutter. You can use a grinder, whatever. Pipe cutter will cut it a little cleaner. Now I'm going to tighten her down and cut this pipe off. Simple as that. Now what we're going to do is take our compression side and slide that down, that compression nut down over a rod like so, and then put a little, we're going to use the other side. That side's got the flared where I cut it, and that won't slip in there. Alright, there we go. Now you just tighten up your little compression fitting like so. And I put my wrench back. Alright. Now we're just going to tighten this up, get that out of our way. Tighten up our compression fitting. You don't want to over tighten it, just get it good and snug. Alright, so now just try to straighten this copper out the best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. And it'll probably bend and jiggle when you throw it up in there. Anyway, alright, so get it as straight as you can, like so. So now you have this shut-off valve and this wand. So what you want to do now is bend this end into kind of a hook shape and flatten it out. And I'll show you what we're going to do there. Alright, so the end that I cut kind of was flared in, so I'm just taking this little tire tool for flat tires that you punch down to remount before you put your plug in. But you can use a Phillips screwdriver, whatever. I'm just kind of straightening it back out, because what we're going to do is flatten this out like a fan. Alright, so I'm going to take, and I want it to where my valve is up. You want to curve it to the, I'm going to curve it to the left, but you want your valve, it's just easier that way, so when you spin it around you kind of got control of it. So I'm just going to use my crescent wrench like that and bring this around. You got to be careful, I just don't want to pinch too tight. Let's see what else. Alright, so I just use my crescent wrench and bend it on around. It kind of kinked a little bit, so I'm going to go over here and show you what I'm going to do to finish this up. Alright, so I'm going to lay it here on my little vise platform and just tap it to get that kink out of there. And bring it on around. Try to get it closer to a 90 degree, like so. And that should get me enough water pressure. I got the kink out of it. Now you want to take this end, you're wanting to flatten it out. Not closed, but close. You're wanting to make a spray, a jet spray with this. Alright, so that's pretty close to closed. Maybe got an 1/8 of an inch gap. Let's go test this. Alright, so the idea behind this is a jet spray to flush out your RV water heater. So what we're going to do is unattach this. And hopefully we don't soak the camera. Finally. Okay. Alright, we got a leak. Hold on. Alright, so we got it on here. Nice and tight. Quit leaking. So what we want is a big fan spray on this to see if we can clean this water heater out. Let's test it out. Oh, look at there. That's shooting 20 feet. That should work beautiful. And shut it off. Nice and easy. Now let's go test it on the heater. Alright, let's see if this sucker works, folks. Oh yeah, look at all that, see all them flakes? Milky water. And that hook kind of acts as like a little drag. Look at all that stuff coming out of there. Pieces of that anode. This is our sacrificial anode we're getting ready to replace. Yep, she's working. Alright, get it out of there. Look at all that milky water. Well, that's a success. So yeah, that's about 25 bucks to build one for yourself. All right, folks. We'll see y'all later. Another edition of Redneck Repairs.